Hello students, in this video we are going to study the remaining part of this chapter. Chapter 3, the name of the chapter is Synthetic Fibers and Plastics. Class 8 subject Science NCERT. In the previous video we had seen different types of fibers, that is natural fibers and artificial fibers, and we had also seen the example of the natural fibers and artificial fibers as well. Then we had seen what is synthetic or man-made fibers and how these synthetic fibers are formed. Then we had seen the different types of synthetic fibers. In that we had seen two different types of synthetic fiber, that is rayon and nylon. And then after we had seen the uses of these synthetic fibers, that is rayon and nylon. Then we had seen one activity to check the strength of the different kinds of fibers. So now let me continue with the chapter. The another artificial fiber is given to you, that is polyester and acrylic. So polyester is another synthetic fiber, and the fabric which is made from this polyester or this fiber does not get wrinkle easily. Wrinkle, that means crease. So it does not get crease easily and it remains crisp and is easy to wash. Crisp, that means straight, or you can say crease free. It remains crease free and this kind of fabric is easy to wash. So it is quite suitable for making dress materials. And you must have seen people wearing polyester shirts and other dresses because it is easy to wash this kind of fabric and this kind of fabric is crease free. So people are using this kind of fabric to make the different kind of dress materials. The terylene is given to you. It is a popular polyester and it can be drawn or you can make into a very fine or thin fibers that can be woven like any other yarn. From this terylene you can make a thread, thin fibers. By using thin fibers you can make the thread or yarn. So now Paheli wonder something, that my mother always buys PET bottles and PET jars for storing rice and sugar. Now she wonder what this PET is. So now let me see what is this PET. So PET, the full form of PET is polyethylene terephthalate. The name of PET full name is polyethylene terephthalate, and it is a very familiar form of polyester. It is a one form of a polyester and it is used for making bottles, utensils, films, wires and many other useful products. Films, that means it is a strip or sheet of transparent plastic which is used by a photographer. And this polyester, as we are seeing this polyester, so it is derived from the raw material like coal, air, water and petroleum. And this polyester is a category of polymers. What is polymer? That we had already seen, and that contains the ester functional group in their main chain. So this terylene is a kind of polyester in which the ester functional group is there in the chain. Here it is given to you. Look around and make a list of things that is made up of polyester. So now let me see some example of the articles or items that is made from the polyester. So you will find the blankets, hats, bed sheets, computer mouse pad, ropes, then after safety belts, etc. are made from the polyesters. So now let me see how this polyester word derived. So polyester, that means poly plus ester. This is the combination of two different words. Is actually made up of the repeating units of a chemical called an ester. And the esters are the chemicals which gives fruits their smell. Polyester is made up of repeating units of ester group. And this ester gives the smell to the fruits. Fabrics are sold by the names like polycoat, polywool, terrycoat, etc. The different kind of fabrics are also sold by the name of this one like polycoat, polywool and terrycoat. And as the name suggests, there are made by mixing two types of fiber. See example of that polycoat is the mixture of poly, that means polyester, and coat, that means cotton. So it is the mixture of polyester and cotton. Likewise same polywool is the mixture of polyester and wool. So we wear sweaters and use shawls or blankets in the winter, and many of these are actually not made from the natural wool. Though they appear to resemble wool, however they are looking like a wool, but they are not the wool which we are using in the winters like sweaters, shawls and blankets. So these are prepared from another type of synthetic fiber, and that is known as acrylic. The wool obtained from, why we are not using the natural wool? So here the reason is given to you that the wool obtained from natural sources is quite expensive, whereas cloth is made from acrylic are relatively cheap, or they are less in price, and the natural wool is very expensive. And this acrylic, they are available in the variety of colors as well. So synthetic fibers are more durable, or you can say long lasting. This can last up to long duration of time, and affordable, that means these are the cheaper, so anyone can afford this type of fiber or fabric, which makes them more popular than natural fibers. So this is the reason why these acrylic fibers get more popular than the natural fibers like wool. So these are the cheaper in price, they are more durable or long lasting, and these are available in the variety of colors. So that's why these get more popular as compared to the natural fibers. So now let me see, you have already performed an activity of burning natural and synthetic fibers in the class 7, activity 3.6. So what did you observe? So we had seen that when you burn synthetic fibers, you find that their behavior is different from that of the natural fibers. When you burn the artificial fibers, it will release the smell like the burning of plastic. You must have noticed that synthetic fibers melt on heating. When you heat them, it will start melting. So this is actually a disadvantage of synthetic fibers. If the clothes catch fire, it can be disastrous, and the fabric melts and stick to the body of the person wearing it. So this is the main disadvantage of synthetic fibers, that if the cloth catch fire, then the fabric starts melting and it sticks to the body of the person who has wear that fabric. So we should therefore not wear synthetic clothes while working in the kitchen or in the laboratory, where there is the chance of catching the fire. So we should not wear this kind of synthetic fibers, cloth of synthetic fibers, while working in the kitchen and the laboratory. So now Pahali get to know that, oh, now I understand why my mother never wears polyester clothes while working in the kitchen. The reason we had already seen. So now let me see from what material these polymers or polyester or synthetic fibers are made from. So all these synthetic fibers are prepared by a number of processes using raw materials of petroleum origin, and it is called as petrochemicals. The raw materials from which we are getting petroleum, that is known as petrochemicals, and by using these petrochemicals as a raw material, we are getting synthetic fibers. So now let me see some characteristics of this synthetic fiber. So now imagine that it is a rainy day and rain is there outside, and what kind of umbrella would you use and why? So commonly people are using the umbrella which is made up of polyester fabric, because it is a waterproof fabric and it resists the water. So synthetic fibers possesses unique characteristics which make them popular dress materials. They dry up quickly and durable and less expensive. These are the some characteristics of the synthetic fibers. They can dry up quickly, in short time they can dry up, and it is durable. That means it lasts up to long duration of time. That means it is long lasting and it is less expensive or cheaper. So rapidly available and easy to maintain. These are readily available and it is very easy to maintain this kind of fabric. So perform the following activity and learn for yourself. So let me now see one activity. For this activity, take the two cloth pieces of the same size. The size is around roughly half a meter square each. That means its length should be around half meter and width is also should be around half of a meter. Now one of those should be from natural fiber and the other could be a synthetic fiber. Out of that two cloth, one should be of natural fiber and another one from the synthetic fiber. Now you can take the help of your parents in selecting this pieces, that which one is natural fiber and which one is synthetic fiber. Now soak the pieces in different mugs, each containing the same amount of water. Then after, dip that clothes in a mug which is filled with the water. And the water in both the mugs should be the same. Then after, take the pieces out of the container after 5 minutes and spread them in the sun for a few minutes. And compare the volume of the water remaining in the each container. After taking out that cloth pieces, first let them dry in the sun and then after check the water that is remaining in the each container. So what will you observe? You will observe that the mug that had the cotton cloth soak in it has the lesser amount of water than the one in which the nylon cloth was soaked. That means the mug in which we soak the cotton cloth, there is the less amount of water as compared to the another container or mug. So conclusion from this activity is that synthetic fibers absorb very little water around. It's look like a waterproof or water resistance as compared to the natural fibers. So do synthetic fabrics soak less or more water than the natural fabrics? So yes, synthetic fabrics soak less water than the natural fabric. And do they take less or more time to dry? So synthetic fabrics take less time to dry. So this is the property of the synthetic fibers. Now what does this activity tell you about the characteristics of synthetic fabrics? That we had already seen in the conclusion, that synthetic fibers absorb very little water and it can dry up quickly as compared to the natural fiber. Now find out from your parents about the durability, cost and maintenance of this fabric compared to the natural fabrics. So maintenance, that means tearing charges or repairing charges of these artificial or synthetic fibers, or you can say durability, that means lifespan, up to what time it can last. So find out about these things of the synthetic fiber as compared to the natural fabrics. So in all aspects, synthetic fiber is more useful or advantage. It has more advantage as compared to the natural fabrics. And one disadvantage is there, and that we had seen that by heating it will start melting. So it is the biggest disadvantage of the synthetic fibers. So now let we see one another polymer. The name is plastic. You must heard this word around you every day in your life. So you must be familiar with many plastic articles or items that is used every day around you. So make a list of such items and their uses. So there are many uses of this plastic. We are using plastics every day, everywhere. So now let me see some of the example. As here it is given to you chair. So we are using it to sit on this, then after bucket to fill the water, glass again to fill the water, then after toys to play with it, and many other uses of the plastic. Now let me see how this plastic form, or what is the formation or structure of this plastic. So plastic is also a polymer like the synthetic fiber, and all plastics do not have the same type of arrangement of units. As we had seen in the polymer, synthetic fibers are also polymer, and we had seen that there is the same kind of arrangement of units, but in the plastic there is the different kind of arrangement in the different kind of plastics. So in some it is a linear, whereas in the others it is a cross link. Here it is shown to you in the figure A. The structure or arrangement is linear. That means one unit is directly connected to the next unit, and in some plastic the arrangement are the cross link arrangement. That means every unit is connected to the four different kinds of unit for different units. So this is the cross link arrangement. So these two types of arrangements were there in the plastics. So plastic articles are available in all the possible shapes and size, as you can see in the figure 3.7. Here as we can see, there are different articles of the plastic. So plastic can be available in many sizes and different shapes. So have you ever wondered how this is possible? The fact is that plastic is easily moldable, or you can say it can be shaped in any form. Moldable, that means you can give any shape to this kind of material. So plastic can be recycled, that means you can again use this plastic and then reuse and colored. You can color it, you can melt it, you can roll it into sheets, and you can make into wires. You can make the wires out of the plastics also. So that is why it finds such a variety of uses. And because of all these properties, we had find the different articles which is made of plastics. One, we had commonly heard the word polythene. Polythene bags we are using in our daily lives. So what is this polythene? So polythene, it derives from the two words, that is poly plus ethene. So it is the example of plastic, and it is used for making commonly used polythene bags. Nowadays government banned these polythene bags. Earlier we had used lots of these polythene bags. So now try to ban a piece of plastic yourself. Can all the plastic articles be banned easily? Try this activity, that try to ban the piece of plastic, and notice that all the plastic items can bend easily. So you will observe that some plastic articles can bend easily while some break when you force to bend them. So when we add, and you also notice that when we add hot water to a plastic bottle, it gets deformed, or its shapes get changed. Deformed, that means its shape gets changed. So such plastics which gets deformed easily on heating and can be bent easily, this kind of plastics are known as thermoplastics. The plastics which can get deformed easily on heating and can be bent easily, that kind of plastics are known as the thermoplastics. The examples of thermoplastics is given to you, that is polythene and PVC. PVC, that means polyvinyl chloride. So these are the some of the example of thermoplastics, and there are used for manufacturing toys, combs, and various types of containers. This kind of plastic is used to make toys, combs, and various types of containers. Now let me see the next type of the plastic, that is thermosetting plastics. So as we had seen, some plastic can be bent or deformed easily. On the other hand, there are some plastics which when molded, or which when you try to bend them once, or once you have given the shape, that cannot be softened by heating again. If you heat them again, it cannot be softened, or you cannot change the shape of that kind of plastic. So these are known as thermosetting plastics. And the example of thermosetting plastics are given to you, that is bakelite and melamine. So now the property of this bakelite is also given to you. Bakelite is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. It resists the heat and electricity, and that's why it is used for making electrical switches, then after handles of various utensils, etc. You have seen the electric switches in your house that are made up of bakelite. The another example of this thermosetting plastic is melamine. So it is a versatile material. That means there are a very variety of uses of this kind of plastic. So it resists the fire and can tolerate heat better than the other plastics. Its heat resistance capacity is highest as compared to the other plastics, and it is used for making floor tiles, kitchenware and fabric which resists the fire. Here in the example figure 3.8, some examples or uses of thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics is shown to you. Here first thermosetting plastics is shown to you, that is electric switches, then after floor tiles, plate, the handle of cooking utensils are given to you. And here the uses of thermoplastics is given to you, that is container, to make the container, wires, thermoplastics material is used. So here the some articles made up of plastics is shown to you. So till now in this chapter what we had seen? Let me recall till now what we had seen. So we had seen that fabric are made from fibers obtained from natural or artificial sources. Then we had seen cotton, silk, jute and wool are natural fibers. A synthetic fiber is a chain of small units joined together, and each small unit is actually a chemical substance. Then we had seen all these synthetic fibers are prepared by chemical process using petrochemicals. A polymer is made of many repeating units. Rayon and nylon are the synthetic fibers, and rayon was called an artificial silk. The polyester and acrylic are also synthetic fibers. Then we had seen PET, that is polyethylene tetrafluoride, and it is a very familiar form of the polyester. It is also used for making bottles, utensils, films, wires, etc. And synthetic fibers are very strong, durable and lightweight. Synthetic fibers are cheap compared to the natural fibers. And nylon was prepared from coal, water and air. Nylon is used for making socks, ropes, toothbrushes, sleeping bags, parachutes, ropes for rock climbing, etc. Then we had seen polyester and terylene. So terylene is a popular polyester, and this polyester is made up of repeating units of chemical called ester. So terylene is used for making thin fibers. Clothes made of polyester fibers are convenient to use, that means easy to use, and they are grease proof and may be used as wash and wear clothes. Then we had seen acrylic fiber. So these are the natural fiber like wool. Synthetic fibers are more durable and affordable, which makes them more popular than the natural fibers. Then we had seen about the plastic. That plastic is also a polymer, and arrangement of units in plastics are of two types, that is linear and cross-linked. Then we had seen the properties of plastic, that plastic is easily moldable and it can be recycled. Then we had seen two different types of plastic, that is thermoplastic and thermosetting. So thermoplastic get deformed easily on heating, and polythene and PVC, that means polyvinyl chloride, are the example of thermoplastic. And thermosetting plastics, which when molded ones cannot be softened by heating. Then we had seen the example of this thermosetting plastic, that is bakelite and melamine. And this type of plastic cannot be recycled. So now in the next chapter we will see the remaining part of this chapter. Thank you.